Hello, MCKnight here. Welcome to the Dragons Lair. This is episode 46. I'm here at the ice farm that I built some time ago that I was hoping would produce more ice than what it does, and well, it just didn't. So I haven't really bothered with it all that much. If I need ice, I go to the frozen ocean. I am not here to collect ice, but I wanted to show you. So our base is this way, a few hundred blocks, and right there is a Woodland Mansion. Now if I fly this way for a somewhat short distance, it's not very far away, you'll notice that there is, and I should be coming up on it real soon, at least I thought I was. Yeah, there it is. An ocean monument. And so these two structures are not very far apart. And in this episode, I want to raid both of them. I have been making some preparations to raid these two structures. And so I have a shulker box here. I'm going to start putting some of the things in the shulker box that I want to use for raiding these two structures. So I'm taking some totems of undying, some extra ones. I'm taking some extra torches. That's mostly for the Woodland Mansion, because of course I can't put that many torches in the ocean monument because, well, the water will just sweep them away. So now I grabbed some pufferfish and some nether wart. I want to grab 3 more bottles. Now that I have water in the water bottles, I am going to add nether wart to make them awkward potion bottles. So I made all of these bottles of awkward potion. Now I'm going to add the pufferfish. After adding the pufferfish to all of them, now they are potions of water breathing. And now what I want to do is I want to put some redstone dust in, because that will take the water breathing potion from 3 minutes to 8 minutes. Now all my potions of water breathing are 8 minutes. So that will last a lot longer once we're in the ocean monument. Another thing that I want to do is I want to get some buckets of milk. I thought while I was out here, I would go ahead and show you some of the things that I've done since the last episode. One, I made a glow lichen farm. This I got from a video by Thonk MC. I'll put a link in the description for you. It works very well. The other thing that I did was I went to the skeleton farm, which is in a lush cave biome, and I collected 1 sweet berry. I brought that over, and then I started placing them up there, and I've been collecting sweet berries, and now I have some in the sorting system. I also placed some vines here, but they don't seem to be growing very well. I added some cocoa beans to some jungle wood so I can collect some cocoa beans to get brown dye. Something else that I did was I went into the nether, went on the ice highway to the desert biome, found the village, and I got a camel. Then I also went to the spawn island and flew out to another desert that wasn't very far away, found another camel, brought them back, and then I bred the 2 of them to get a 3rd camel. So now I have Humpty, Dumpty, and Gus. I flew around for a while until I found another donkey. So We already had Don Key. Now we've got Roy Clark and Buck Owens. Now, for some of you that are younger, you will not get the joke behind that, but I guess the best thing I can do is say look up Roy Clark and Buck Owens and find out what show the two of them were on, and then you will hopefully get the joke. I also did some more hunting for some wolves, and so I had this one, and I named him Tony. Then I also got Charlie and Rusty, and over here is Stan. Then I also got some cats, so I got Speedy, Shaggy, and I'm beginning to think I didn't name him. Oh, there he is. And old Blue Eyes. I put the milk buckets in the shulker box, and now I want to make 6 more potions. So I'm going to start off with the nether wart. Next, I'm going to add 2 golden carrots. With that, I end up with night vision, and then I'm going to add the redstone to extend the duration of night vision from 3 minutes to 8 minutes. I ended up making 9 potions of night vision. I figured it'd be better to have some extra because I'll probably use them in both structures, both the Ocean Monument and the Woodland Mansion. And then I did make some more torches, so I've got a little over 6 stacks of torches. And then I also grabbed some TNT, some redstone blocks, and some sand. I want to grab the conduit. I do have a little bit of prismarine. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough or not, but I'm going to also put those in. RapidSphinx and I headed off to the Ocean Monument, and I quick went down. I placed sand and then TNT. I needed to get the redstone into my hotbar, and I went down and placed the redstone, and I thought that it would explode at that point, but as you could see, maybe there, it didn't. Then I needed to head out because my health was getting low. So now I headed back and got bombarded again by the Guardians, and started trying to take some of them out. And then I was gonna head back and try to go in the hole that blasted, and well, that was when things went really bad and I really came close to dying. But then RapidSphinx and I decided that we were just going to go in through the Ocean Monument, place the conduit down so that we would have water breathing. So I drank a potion of water breathing. RapidSphinx did not have any, so I gave him one. And then I placed the conduit. I used a kelp to put the conduit on top of. And then I needed to place some water in, and then we finally had the conduit power. But I had drank all 4 buckets of milk, and now I had to break some prismarine to get into the rest of the monument. And of course, this took forever. I had to break probably about 3 or 4 blocks, but then we were in, and it was time to search for the Elder Guardians. Of course, the Ocean Monument is a giant maze, and I kept looking. RapidSphinx was looking, and I kept coming up with dead ends for a while. Found some magma blocks here and there. That one I broke out. And then I kept on looking, and then I finally found it, but I had a big surprise. There was 2 of them there. And of course, my health got low, so I ended up heading back out, and then I just stayed underneath. And I started shooting at the Elder Guardians from down below. Of course, I wasn't hitting him right away. But then I started having success, and I killed both of them. And at this point, I thought, well, I killed 2, so there was only 1 left. And I started heading out to find out where the Elder Guardian was. And then it turned out RapidSphinx found where the other Elder Guardian was, but there was 2 of them there. So I was trying to find how to get to RapidSphinx, kept getting lost again, and it took me a little while searching around, lots of dead ends, lots of guardians everywhere. But at least I was keeping my health up, and I had conduit power, so I didn't have to worry about breathing. And then I found the treasure room and headed back this way, and there was a guardian, and that was in the area that RapidSphinx was. He had killed one of them, and so now it was time to try to find where the other one was. And I thought if I went over this way, I would get to the other hallway that goes up along the side, but it didn't. So I get ready to backtrack, and that's when I found the sponge room. And then I went up through here, and yeah, kind of got lost again. And that was when, I think at this point, RapidSphinx said he found the other 2 guardians, Elder Guardians, and I found another sponge room. I know, I guess RapidSphinx didn't find them yet, but he did find the last 2 before I did. And here I finally started getting smart, and I started blocking off, or at least putting dirt at some of the doorways that didn't lead to anywhere, so that I'd keep going in the same areas. And then I finally found where the last 2 Elder Guardians were. RapidSphinx was there, and so we made pretty short work of it. I'm not really 100% certain how I didn't hit RapidSphinx with my trident there. Now that we killed the Elder Guardians, it was time to start breaking some blocks. The main reason that I wanted to do the ocean monument is to get some of the prismarine blocks and some of the sea lanterns and sponges. After the ocean monument, RapidSphinx said that he was done playing Minecraft for the day, and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to raid the Woodland Mansion by myself. I've raided a number of Woodland Mansions over the years and have never really had a whole lot of trouble. So I decided that I was going to land on the section of roof here that I could look in the rooms and see what exactly was there. I've never raided one this way. I've always gone in the front door, but I thought it shouldn't be that difficult. And I saw the Vindicator, and I thought, well, I'll break one wood log out, and I saw the Vindicator, or the Evoker. So I thought, well, let me try to take him out with one shot of my bow, and I didn't, but I shot him right away again. I thought I killed him before the Vexes spawned, and that was when, yeah, I started taking damage. So I was fighting with the Vexes, and of course, well, as anybody that plays Minecraft knows and dealt with Vexes, they are a pain. If you find Vexes as one of the most annoying mobs in Minecraft, leave a comment. I'd like to hear how many of you are annoyed by Vexes. So after popping a totem, I flew away and flew back, and it seemed peaceful until, well, these two came out, and I ended up killing the one, and then I got the other one. I thought, okay, maybe now I'm done with the Vexes until these two came out. And yeah, they are so hard to hit. And then I started having them, they just kept coming. And I found that it seems like if you keep moving fairly well, you're not too bad. But at this point, I've got 4 of them coming at me. And it takes more than one hit to kill them, even with a sword. And the fact that they can go through blocks doesn't help. Picked up a Vex head. And well, then I had to pop another totem, so I flew away again. And then I came back. And well, they started coming at me right away again. And that was when I decided, you know what, I had enough of this for the day. I took the rest of that night off, and it was either the next day or the day after that I came back. I decided to land on the very top of the monument, and I thought maybe the evoker was still alive and he could see me when I was flying back. And so I was trying to be a lot more cautious, and I'm noticing there's no Vexes, and finally I decided that, well, you know what, let's jump down. And yeah, there's like no mobs at all in there. Like nothing. No evokers, no vindicators, no creepers, no skeletons, no zombies, nothing. And I thought, well, that's kind of a little bit odd. Now I can hear them, but I'm not really sure where they're at. So I did do some lighting up. I went up to the upper level, thought maybe there's some up there. And yeah, I started placing some torches, but there were no mobs up there either. So I took a look in the chest because I wanted to see what was in there, and well, I got another smithing template. And there were some other odds and ends in there, so I placed down a shulker box and started gathering up some of the loot from that chest. And then I was off on the search again. So I'm going to have a good bit of this going in faster motion. The Vindicator there just was like stuck. There wasn't really much of anything in that chest. And so I just kind of kept on going room by room, checking everything out, trying to be cautious and do it methodically. I was lighting up, trying to keep mobs from spawning. And there was another Vindicator. He just kind of stuck in the corner, it seemed, and he didn't even come out after me. Then I ran into skeleton archer that had armor on. And at this point, I was done with the top level. And I got to the stairs and I could hear a vindicator. And then I found him and he seemed to be stuck in the corner there. Didn't move at all. He was really easy. I still heard a vindicator, but I couldn't tell where he was coming from. And so I started venturing down, and then I thought, well, sounds like he's coming from back there, and yep, sure enough, there he was, and he was actually sort of trapped in there and couldn't get out, so he was an easy kill. And that was an evoker, so I knew there was another evoker somewhere, and I'm thinking I'm not real thrilled about facing another one of those guys, but we'll see what happens. So I was still trying to be very cautious because what happened at the beginning, I really just kind of didn't want to happen again and didn't want to have to keep fighting Vexes all the time. So I was trying to take everything kind of nice and slow. You can hear skeletons, zombies. And then I thought, well, you know what? I want to check this back room back here. Just trying to figure out which would be the easiest way in. And so I went down this way. I did bring some dirt with me so that I could get up. And I actually brought it in case I needed to block off some mobs. But anyway, I was glad that I had it with me. And so now it was time to start clearing out the second floor. I was not ready to get too close to the stairs just yet. I know a lot of times there's mobs that hang out underneath the stairs and on the stairs, but I wasn't ready for that yet, and I definitely was not ready for this. Two Vindicators coming at me. I popped the totem and so I respawned real quick. Was thinking I had to go upstairs to get my backup shulker box, but then I realized that I had an ender chest downstairs, and so I started gathering items. And then I thought, well, wait a minute, I've got the armor that has the trim on it, and I like that better. So not that it's going to protect me more, but it just looks cooler, I think. So I grabbed my sword, and I grabbed the armor, then I went back in, grabbed a pickaxe, just so I could break the shulker box, and I figured it'd probably be something that'd be worthwhile to take with me as well. I grabbed several totems. I wanted to grab some rockets. Not quite that many. I figured I don't need 4 stacks of rockets. I'm just flying back to the Woodland Mansion, hopefully getting all my stuff, and then I would have rockets. Then I headed upstairs because I needed to grab a bow out of this chest, or this shulker box, and I realized I don't have any arrows. So I took a quick trip to the nether, headed off to the skeleton farm, grabbed a stack of arrows, headed back to the base. I wanted to grab some golden carrots, and I was off to the Woodland Mansion again. So I knew that the top level was pretty much cleared out. That should be easy to get through, and going down the stairs, at least up until the stairs going down to the first level, should be clear. And there was one vindicator there, and there was all my stuff. So I started grabbing. My inventory got full. Fortunately, one of the things that I grabbed was a shulker box, so I could set that down and start placing items in there. Went back to pick up the rest of my stuff. Got almost all of it. Deposited a bunch of the extra stuff into the shulker box. Went back. Grabbed the last of my stuff. I did a little bit of inventory management and got everything squared away, and then put my regular armor back on. And then I did drink a bottle of night vision. So now I could see everything a whole lot better. Didn't mean that I wasn't going to die again. And I continued the journey. And then was when it seemed like I was getting a whole bunch of zombies. And then was a skeleton archer. And then this happened. And I was not thrilled. I had decided that this time, when I went back, if I had to face any more Vexes, I was gonna use my bow to try to take them out. And of course, well, I'm having trouble. Took that one out. Wasn't sure if I had them all or not, but then another one comes out, and another one, and I'm having a hard time hitting them. But for some reason or another, they didn't seem to be really attacking me. I guess I should say weren't attacking me quite as much. Now that guy just totally missed me. Then I had his indicator come. There was another evoker. And by the sounds of it, it's like there's a whole bunch of zombies somewhere. At this point, I think I was thinking I'm done with the Vexes. I didn't see any more, so it was time to continue on. Another Vindicator that just seems like he's stuck in a corner. I decided to get rid of the Pillager head. I guess it would have been a Vindicator head because I've gotten a bunch of those with the raid farm. So I didn't really need any of those. So I'm just going to go back to methodically clearing out room after room and dealing with mobs as they come. My aim with my bow at this point is really, really bad. And another evoker. Took him out. Didn't have any Vexes spawn. And then I can't hit the creeper. Not really sure where that zombie came from. I guess maybe from one of the rooms that I didn't light up. So I wasn't really spending a whole lot of time lighting up rooms at this point. And with that, I was pretty certain that I had this floor cleared out. Now, zombies, skeletons, spiders, creepers, they could all spawn up here because I haven't really put any torches up. But at least I shouldn't be having to deal with any more evokers or vindicators. So I wanted to clear out some of my inventory before I headed downstairs. My night vision was getting low, so I decided to drink another one, and now it was time to head downstairs. I realized that it's getting to be a little bit late, so I thought, well, I'm going to place down my bed and I'll sleep for the night. But, well, of course I can't because there's monsters nearby. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and I'm going to go down. I'm going to at least close off the doorway so that no other mobs can come in from outside. And so I decided I'm just gonna go for it and quick close off that doorway and hope that I don't get attacked in the process. And it was all good. At least I thought. I never saw the creeper. Fortunately, we have anti-creeper griefing on the server, so he didn't do any damage and I didn't really take much damage. And so now I decide that I'm gonna clear out room by room. And I had that zombie to deal with. Spider hiding up in the corner. I decide to take a peek in the chest just to see what's there. I stopped grabbing or emptying the chests out at this point. I figured I'll come back to them at another time. So if you've never raided the Woodland Mansion, I can tell you with all the noises that are there, it gets very, very intense. And then I just had this horde of zombies coming at me. And I thought, okay, I killed them all. And then this guy comes out, and I have no idea where that guy came from. Like, he disappeared from nowhere. Like, I cleared those rooms, all the rooms back that way. Now, I didn't light them up, so the only thing I can think of is that he spawned and came. Another creeper, he was easy to take care of. And then that guy, I don't know if any of you just got a jump scare like I did when he dropped down. And right now, I'm not paying attention to my health like I should be. Fortunately, my one shot on the skeleton took him out, and then I realized how low my health was, and it was time to replenish my health. And now I decided that I was going to go ahead and start lighting some things back up again. I think maybe that zombie villager really just kind of encouraged that. So yeah, as I was saying, if you've never raided a Woodland Mansion and you hear all these sounds, it can be quite intense in dealing with all the mobs, and you know, especially when you're having to deal with vindicators and evokers. And you know, it's just the best advice I can give you is if you're gonna do a Woodland Mansion, just kind of take it nice and slow, and you know, go room by room, and you know, you can light it up. If you don't, it's fine. You're just going to have to deal with certain mobs when you go back to those rooms to light them up. It might actually be easiest if you don't light the rooms up right away. It kind of saves you. It's one less thing that you have to worry about while you're trying to deal with mobs. Because yes, going through a Woodland Mansion, you're more than likely going to be dealing with quite a few mobs. You're definitely going to be dealing with some evokers and vindicators. And here is the room with the prizes that I really wanted to raid the Woodland Mansion for. I really wanted to get some allays. In this world, I've been trying to get a hold of some things that I've never had before, like the sniffers, camels. I didn't have camels before. Of course, the pale oak forest with the well, if I could think of what that mob is again, I would tell you. But right now I can't remember. But the creaky. I've dealt with that one. And there's a number of things that I've done in this world that I've never done before. And allays are one of those things. So what I did here was I let these allays out and started giving them dirt right away so that they would follow me. And then I just went ahead to each of the rooms after that, lighting everything up. And I just kept on doing that. I kept giving the allays some dirt. I'm back at the base. Yeah, neither of those raids went quite as well as I had hoped, but, well, it is what it is. You can see I started working on trying to build my levels back up again. I did a little bit of trading once I got back to the base. In this shulker box is the loot that I got from raiding the Woodland Mansion. I ended up picking up 3 diamond hoes, some couple name tags, 3 smithing templates, and a couple golden apples. A bunch of miscellaneous stuff, nothing really spectacular. The loot that I got from the ocean monument, I put the prismarine shards and crystals in here, and then here in the sorting system, I placed for the sea lanterns, the prismarine bricks, and the dark prismarine. I didn't really get a whole lot of sea lanterns, but I'm okay with that. I wanted to try to pick up a lot more of the dark prismarine because that's a little bit harder to come by. I do plan on doing a guardian farm, and that might be in the next episode. I'm not really 100% certain. I have to see. After I finished recording the raid in the Woodland Mansion, I did make sure that everything was lit up pretty good. I did loot the chests, and then I did fly back. I ended up having 3 allays that followed me back. And the rest of them are still over at the Woodland Mansion, so if I wanted to get the rest of them, I could. These are real easy to breed, if you want to call it that, because it's not like you have 2 of them that breed, but I could make some more allays if I wanted to, so I'm not super worried about those allays that are over there. I do have plans for the Woodland Mansion. So in a previous world, I did renovate the Woodland Mansion. It has been one of my most popular videos, most watched, and I do have plans for this Woodland Mansion. I have been kind of doing some work and in a creative world, and so I have an idea of what I want to do. I do want to tell you that I did start a Discord server, and I'm going to leave a link to that in the description. I invite anybody that's watching to join the Discord server, And if you have any questions or if you want to just talk, feel free to write me in there and I will write you back as soon as I can. I think that's where I'm going to end this video. It's a little bit of a longer video than I normally do. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. And I will catch you next time. Until then, I'm MCKnight.